This might all come crashing down. Yeah, look at this. This is gonna fall possibly. Welcome back to another episode of the Newbie Tank Series 2.0. This is episode 46 in a series that's mainly about this tank right here. This is my Red Sea S1000. I just realized I usually like to set the lights in there to a camera setting. So I actually have settings set up in my ReefBeat app for different lighting scenarios in my libraries. So I'm going to go into my libraries in my ReefBeat app, program library, custom programs, and I have one that's called Camera 1, Proceed, and then it kind of shuts the lights down, turns them back on, in a little bit whiter light for the camera. It's a little bit brighter so you guys can see in there a little bit better. It's still pretty blue. There is a setting in here that looks like just a little camera icon. I don't know if you can see it there. A little camera icon, and you can just, that's a preset. I'll hit that and it changes it to this where you can see it even better. But the reason I don't like this one, it's such white light. It just shows how much algae is in there. Let's go back to the blue, my camera setting. So it's a little bit bluer in there. All right, now that that's out of the way, welcome to another episode. This week, what I want to talk to you about is a couple of things. If you recall a few episodes ago, I did some DIY projects, and one of them was some gluing of some new aquascape. So I'm planning to do an eel still. If you've been watching this series, you know I've tried a couple of times in my eel. It's not a really good story. The eel escaped and ended up on the floor and died. So that was a snowflake eel. And this time I think I'm going to do a zebra eel. And the reason I'm choosing a zebra eel is its head's a little bit larger. It'll be a little bit more difficult for it to exploit the smallest little gaps anywhere. But I've also done some reworking of my lids. So my lids are really locked down now. And all the little gaps where my light bracket's mounted, I filled those in quite a bit. So I think it's secure. I think I'm ready to try an eel again. Now I am traveling a lot in June and July, so I'm going to hold off a little bit till I get back from my travels in July before I get an eel, but I'll be sure and share it with you once I have my, hopefully, zebra eel. So those things I got right here. These are the few pieces that I glued up together. A little archway that I want to put in there, and then I made a little cave because I'm looking to make some more hiding spots in here. So here's a little cave that I glued up. And I used the super glue this time with an activator, which was awesome. And then the other thing is I got some of the little purple spray from Marco Rock to, make this not show the seams quite a bit. Like if you look really closely, the seams here, and I do this for you because you guys are going to do this stuff. I just went ahead and left it. This is just a regular cement that you would use to put these things together, and then it's some Marco Rock spray on it. But you can see, it kind of sticks out. Even with the spray on it, it was a kind of a gray cement. And then I had a big piece of gray cement here, and this one I just went over with 2-part epoxy that's purple. If you remember, it's that epoxy that you squeeze together, and then I just stretched it over the cement like this to cover up the color. Now, eventually, these things will get coralline algae on them and possibly some corals, and you won't see all these seams. I know it's kind of a hack job, right? And one, I'm a newbie. Two, you don't know what you don't know. But on this stuff, if you really want it to look good, take your time. Take your time, get really good seams. I plan on redoing some of this aquascape soon, and you'll see that here. But I'm going to take care of some of these little issues. But for now, this is going to go in the tank today along with that archway that I built. And so I'll show you that a little bit later. But the very first thing I want to talk to you about, if you recall also in a previous episode, maybe about a month ago, I sent water samples off for ICP testing with Tropic Marin. And so I had the opportunity to speak with Brian at Tropic Marin at Reef-a-Palooza, New York, and we went over those results. And that's what I want to show you first is that little talk with Brian and what I learned from my ICP tests. So roll film. All right, Brian, you gave me an ICP test. I got the results back right before I came to Reef-a-Palooza, New York. And I'm lucky you're here because we can go over them.
Yeah.
I pulled them up on my phone, but I see you pulled them up here. What can I learn from doing an ICP test here? So what do you got to tell me about my tanks?
We're going to talk about two things. I'm going to show you the calculator, which will tell you how much to dose based off of this, right? So right now we're looking at the block, right? Which is what we're concentrating on the individual block solutions. So when we're talking about the solutions, right? Block iodine, right here, this is going to be the one that we're going to correct. So here's your measured value. NN, it was not enough. So basically non-detectable, right? It wasn't enough to actually pick up on the test. So when we do our calculator, we're going to put a value of 0. And start to get it there. So on top of the block elements and the block solutions, we also have the individual corrections. You can break it down a little bit further if you want. What you have is you have the elements that you needed tested that if you wanted to dose individually, you could.
Okay, so this is my tank. This is my puffer fish tank, my fowler
Puffer
tank.
Paradise.
Puffer Paradise, I call it. Yeah. So here's Puffer Paradise. What is it telling me here?
So it's just going over all the things that need to be increased that were not picked up on your testing, right? And again, for you, I really want ease of use. I want simple. I don't want you buying all these individual bottles just yet, unless we have to. For you, I really want to concentrate on the block solutions.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back. We're going to go over your values again on the block, and then we're going to go into the calculator and show you how to adjust.
Okay.
So here we are. We have your values, right? And I've already inputted them in for video purpose.
Okay.
To make life easier. But we're going to go into the lab.tropic-marin.com website, the same one you register on. We have the available calculator there for ease of use.
All right. So after I've got my PDF, so then I can open up this page on the lab.
Yep.
And use my PDF and plug in my values.
Correct. So on the website, on the lab.tropic-marin, right? You go to the calculator, and you'll have the option for block solutions.
Okay.
So you go into block solutions, and it's your dosing. So first thing you want to do is put in how many liters your tank is.
Okay.
It is by liters, so we like to just say make it easy, times your gallons by 4.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, is that the quick way?
That's the quickest way.
The quickest way. I just asked my Alexa. I'm like, hey, Alexa, how many liters is 150 gallons?
Yeah. So, and then I always like to recommend whatever your display is, that's your volume to actually base off of, because my theory is the rock displacement on most tanks is what fills up your sump.
Really?
That's my theory.
Kind of theory? Because, you know, we can look on the manufacturer's site and see how many gallons or liters our tank and our sump are, but you got to count, there's some displacement. I've got sand, rocks, so it's a little bit less.
Yeah,
I never even thought of that.
So my rule of thumb is whenever we were working with the tank is go just off of what the display volume is.
Okay.
And let your sump fill up off of displacement.
Okay.
Just a good rule of thumb to go off of if you don't know the exact gallons that you put in your system when you started. So again, you're going to put your volume in by liters.
All right.
And then we're going to put in what you're currently dosing. Because this is new for you, we're doing everything at 0 to start with. And then all I did is I went through and I inputted the values from that PDF to go through. So the measured value of block iodine was 0.014.
Okay, that's what I have.
And then we started with 0.
All right.
And then we did the same thing for molybdenum, nickel, strontium, and the block zinc.
All right, say that word for me one more time.
Molybdenum.
Yeah, that's entertaining. I can't say that word.
We'll get you there.
So I'm going to do my molybdenum. Do I have some molybdenum to dose?
Your Christmas gift.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right.
So once I input your values, we can go down to the results, and it'll easily tell you what you need to dose. Once we put the values in and our 0 starting dose, again, because you haven't worked with this system yet, this is what it's going to give you to dose per day. So some of these are a little bit lower for you to add to the dosing pump. So to start, you're going to need to do them in line.
All right.
You'll notice on your PDF, I believe it was your strontium was actually high and needed to come down.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But
it says to lower it.
But you notice we're still dosing, because as we dose everything else, it's going to go in line, and then we'll change everything. So it's gonna, this is going to help keep you stable. And what I would want you to do is dose these amounts per day for 30 days, and then we're going to run another test.
Okay.
And then we can backtrack and do this again to go over everything and see what the adjustment actually is.
So being brand new to this, not being a chemist, still not even knowing what some of these words mean.
Yep.
I'm just going off of a test, plugging in a calculator, and then I'm just kind of trusting it.
You're trusting.
You know what I mean? Because I really don't have the base knowledge to know. Like, I never even heard the word molybdenum until just like 30 seconds ago.
You're getting there. You're almost there.
Molybdenum. So these kinds of things, I just have concerns that anytime I'm making adjustments in there, then I'm throwing it off, because things are like kind of going along not so bad. Although the biggest concern why I was concerned about this right now is I just had this beautiful coral that for some reason one just started, my 2 torches just died.
Yeah.
And everything else seems to be doing good, but they're all softies. You know, they're all like soft corals, toadstool, Cispitularia.
You're learning all the words.
Yeah, look at that. So, the toadstool is a leather. I guess those are the same.
There you go.
Oh my God, what the heck?
Toadstool comes from the leather family, huh?
Okay, so yeah, I'm learning, but I'm really like kind of getting into the corals.
Yeah.
And so, but I just have concerns about tweaking it, and like, so part of my mentality is like, okay, maybe I'll do half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So tell me, put me at ease. You've been doing this forever before you worked for Tropic Marin. Yeah. I mean, you're an enthusiast, hobbyist. You believe just go do it like this, and
100%.
100%.
I'm saying this because
I trust you because you're a friend.
Yeah.
So it's totally different when I go to these trade shows. These people I don't know like I know you.
Of course.
So,
but
I'm coming to your house.
You have to remember, I've backed this company long before I came to work for them.
Yeah, yeah.
I've always trusted this company. Why?
Yeah.
They are a life science company, right? The aquatic life science company.
Right.
They are a company full of chemists.
Yeah.
Very enthusiastic chemists who love this industry.
Yeah.
So I've trusted them for years and years and years, long before I came to the brand. So
Yeah.
there's something to take into account.
I mean, I don't want to drive home, you know, that I think it's just the hesitation of being a newbie and learning something.
Yeah.
You just, and especially when you spend so much money on corals, you just don't want things to die.
No.
That's like my goal. I want them to thrive, but I just don't, mainly I don't want them to die.
And this is why I keep getting on to you about run the ICP. Run the ICP. Because even as somebody who's been in the industry for a long time and been a hobbyist for most of my life, I still don't trust random things. I want the proof. I want the ICP. And a lot of people that feel the same way, you'll notice will run this ICP with another brands and another, and they'll run 4 or 5 ICPs at the same day on the same tank because they want to know who's accurate.
Yeah.
Right? And that's hard to say because you have to go, who's common? If 1 or 2 of them are way off, well, how do you work with that if these 3 are in line?
Yeah.
But no, this is, I would trust.
Because ICP, when you walk around the show, it's out there. There's quite a few people doing it, and they have like different things like your block elements. I'm coming to you because I know you.
Yeah, no, of course.
And
I'm trying to make it easier for you, right?
No,
because not doing individual elements, because that becomes a lot, and having to do a dropper or putting this every day, and you're doing say 28.
So how many of these things do I need? Like if your block elements.
This is the kit, the 5.
So I need these 5.
And this will handle all of your
in the calculator. We put those things out, and this is what I'm doing daily.
Yes.
So I don't need to set up my dosing pumps. I have a dosing pump.
Yeah.
So I can just use syringes.
You can use a syringe.
I can measure out 4 mil, because this I can do in 5 minutes.
Exactly. And again, for my recommendation for you, or actually anybody out there, because anybody can contact me and I'll do the same thing for any hobbyist that needs help.
Really? So I can just put your email.
100%. Put
No, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put in the link.
That's customer service.
You can put Brian at. You can put office at. I don't care.
Okay.
They can reach out to me, and I will go over results. I've been doing this since we released the system to help people.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell you a product. I want to help your tank.
So my next question, because you handed me, and I see that you have them out on the table here, like free kits. Send off, and But then when we went and looked at my results, it didn't have a bunch of them because it was the freebie.
Yes.
So it shows me where I can get started with the block elements. But if I want to know all those other things,
if we want to get more in depth, we're going to.
If I were going to buy one, if I'm telling the audience, which one should a newbie like me, what should they buy?
Okay, so I feel a couple ways about this.
Okay.
Right? Because the Plus is a little bit more money than the regular.
Yeah.
So what I recommend is, one, obviously we have the 3-pack and the 6-pack, which we talked about as some savings to you.
Okay.
Depending on the regular.
So if you know you're going to do it, don't buy one test, buy the 3-pack.
And I say this because I don't necessarily need you to buy the Plus and do a Plus every month, because we don't need to test all these parameters every month.
Right.
But if you do a Plus every quarter, and then in between do the regular, you'll be on track, because we're monitoring our main elements to go off of, and we're monitoring the block solutions to go off to make sure we're making the correct adjustments. We're getting back in line.
All right.
Right? But then every quarter run the Plus, so we get the extra parameters, the extra nutrient levels, the RO water to make sure we haven't depleted our DI.
Yeah. I thought I was getting that because the freebie kit had the red label, but it didn't have the red caps for RO water. So those of you who watched that episode previous couple weeks ago, I didn't get testing back on the RO water like I thought, but it's included in both of the paid versions.
No, it's included. RO is only in the Plus.
Only in the Plus, free RO water, which I may want to do because we talked about that Florida.
So the free kit essentially is the basic ICP.
Okay.
Where anybody that comes to trade shows, we like to hand them out. We want people to be doing this. I've been telling you this for years. Run an ICP.
I'm excited because I've never seen any of this stuff, and I'm really excited to see what we'll do for my corals.
You follow the builds, but this is real life in the hobby, right? This is real life. This is really you learning. Really, you're doing it.
Right.
This is.
When I come and talk to you, I feel like I'm just asking stupid questions.
You're asking the right questions. I don't want a cue of how we should do this.
Right.
I want you to ask the real questions that everybody will ask.
Yeah, this is exciting. So I'll pick up this kit. I'm going to follow this for a month, and then I'm going to do the Plus test.
Yes.
That's going to be my plan.
We're going to get the extra parameters and your RO to check on your DI.
Okay.
And then
now I feel like I got to hold this video for a month so that I can show you the results of what's happening.
Stay tuned.
But you guys just follow along, because I'm going to dose this that we just did. And then just like you saw me a couple weeks ago, send my test in, got my results. So keep following along. We'll see how my tank does. So what'd you think of the ICP testing? I still don't know what to think because Brian was using words I'd never heard before, but I like the idea of getting a test and it gives you numbers and parameters that you should be. A lot of us, that's how we start out, right? We just find out that, our nitrate should be this, our phosphate should be this, our magnesium should be this, and it's kind of the same. I really aspire to learn what all of those elements are doing in my tank, but right now I'm just taking Brian's advice and I'm going to do his block elements in my tanks. So I've got those on order. Those will be coming this week, and then I'll be dosing those in the tank and then do another ICP test. So just from the beginning of the episode, I said I was going to put in these caves right in this area right here, these arches and caves that I made. So I'm just going to move this rock down here and put my little cave on top of it. So I'm going to move this. This might all come crashing down. Yeah, look at this. This is going to fall possibly. So I'm going to leave this here. And I'm going to move maybe this one. I'll move this one off of here. I'm going to put it over here. So I'm just kind of rearranging some of this aquascape that I have in here to make a little bit better hiding spots for when I'm ready to get an eel, which hopefully will be in the next few weeks here. All right, I've got one rock moved. I'm going to go ahead and grab my new cave right here. Hopefully my second cameras are picking this up. So I'm going to put this in. This is brand new rock, so it's never been in the tank before, so it's going to have some kind of cycling to do, I guess. You know, this was really designed when I made it to kind of sit on the bottom, but I think I'm going to put it in here like this right now. The bottom left some sand to hide down in. Actually, you know what? I am going to change this. I'm going to move this rock in the front and put this one where that one I'm gonna swap a couple out right here. Look out, Petey, new rocks coming in. This is for you, buddy. You're gonna like this little house. Take this one and move it. Let's just move it. I'm gonna take it out right now. Put it in a bucket right here. And then move the new one. And I'm going to take this new arch that I have here, put it right on top. I really like that. This is super easy to do in a fowler tank because I don't have corals everywhere. So if this was for corals, it would be a lot harder to just kind of move things around. But maybe the fish are gonna like this too. They've got some interesting new places to look around in here. So I've got the little cave down the bottom and the new archway. I love it, except for it's bright purple and doesn't match anything in there anymore. And then I took that big piece of rock out, and this one kind of collapsed over here. So I gotta move it. Well, there it is. I'll let this sand kind of settle in here, get a couple shots of it for you. And anyway, this is what it looks like now that I've added the archway and the cave in. So that's what I have for you for this week. I'm super stoked on how the aquascape turned out. Check it out, the panther grouper's there right under the archway. He's already been in the cave a few times. I think he's gonna claim that as his new home. But you know, the whole idea here was to make it a little more interesting in there, and then a bunch of new hiding spots for when I get that eel, which will be coming, and I'll be sharing that with you. So then the ICP testing, right? That was a lot. It was kind of a little much for me. I was hearing words I never heard before. So that's something I'm going to be learning, hence newbie. It's, you know, there's always something to learn in this hobby. And then, God, the tank's going so good. I'm really worried about starting to dose things in there when I'm just having success the way it is. I think it'll really make a difference with the coral tank in my reef tank. So I've got the block elements from Tropic Marin on the way to my house. I'll just plug in all those numbers from my ICP test right on the Tropic Marin website, just like Brian showed me. It's super easy. And then I can dose my tanks. And then I'll be sharing the results in future episodes on how that turns out. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're watching it on the day it comes out, hey, happy birthday, America. 250 years. That's pretty exciting. How you celebrating? Put it down in the comments right there. This one, I'd like to ask you to do all of that YouTube stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hype the video, and then come back every week for a new episode of the Newbie Tank series, which also a new series is coming out. It'll be end of July, early August for the new series. Hey, what's it going to be about? What do you think? Comment below. Hey, see you on the next one.